Great. We are going towards 2 3 degrees now. Okay. So a very good morning to everyone. The certain points will be same as what we have discussed today when you are doing your literature review. Same thing. First of all, you will find your paper. Let's say online shopping is my area I want to study. As I was saying, quickly shortlist from recent articles. It's good to have recent articles. Then look for these keywords such as Sage, Elsevier, Taylor and Francis. I always recommend just reading these papers. You'll find one paper which says what you wanted to do. Probably by concept paper stage you would have that one paper. If still you want to explore, you can explore more and try finding that one good paper. Then, as I was discussing, the method of searching literature would be the same, going to the now references section also and reading their papers. Again, look at only the recent papers until and unless they are talking about some prominent theory, right? So if there is a theory that would come from some past paper, for example, there are a lot of theories on trust, there are a lot of theories on risk, so yes, you can borrow them. In addition to that, now you have to at this stage just read about the literature review section of the papers. Yesterday we discussed that you'll be reading only the abstract, introduction and future recommendations. When you are coming to the literature review section, then you will start reading the literature review also, because here they will tell that how some variables have been studied by the past literature. Another way of literature search is just going forward and seeing who other have cited their paper, and then see if it is relevant, not relevant, and then uh, if it is
Ma'am,
relevant. Yes.
sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Is it possible to record the session?
Yeah, actually I'm recording.
Oh, okay. That's not true. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, great. So just come here. Now at this stage, what I would recommend is maintain an Excel sheet. You can start maintaining this Excel sheet from the day one itself, which is a very good idea. So yeah, I'll share this Excel with you all. This sheet is going to help you a lot in your final thesis writing as well, and it makes your thoughts more structured. So because you know what happens is when you will read more papers, you will start to forget things, and that is very natural to forget. So once you have this sheet, you will have all the summaries. For example, this paper is talking about their objectives. Since now you may add or reduce the Excel columns as per your study. Every study has a different literature review method. Then maintain their hypothesis. This is going to help you in your research design or the concept paper submission. If they're using some prominent theories, so some papers will use, some will not use. Absolutely okay. So whatever data you can fill, just keep on filling. The variables used, what is their sample size, because when you will go forward you have to also discuss your sample size. So you can say, okay, they have used 154 sample, so I'm going to use 154 sample. Then you will record their data collection method, and it's just simple like this. So for example, this is the paper that I'm talking about. So first of all, uh, one more thing I did was I created an index also. Again, that's not necessary, but if you want, you can create. So at the end of the day, you will have all the references together. The name of the paper, author, published in the journal, and year. This helps you in creating your references at the end of the day. Okay. You can also use this method where you are just writing about their methods, results, method of data collection or variable. So again, as I'm saying, there are multiple ways to record the literature. So for example, this is a paper I'm talking about. Let me just show you an entry here. So I will use the author's name. So this is Muni Krishnan et al. And this is published in 2023. So what is their area of literature? They are working on online food purchase. Usually it takes 5 minutes to record a paper. Okay. Objective you will easily get from the abstract. So they will say this study investigated the perceived risk of consumers and its impact. Now this is their objective study. You can copy paste as it is. Later on when you are writing, you can paraphrase it. Uh, Let us see if they have used some platform or not. So for that section, you have to come to the research design section. They have collected an empirical data on online survey. Okay, it was done online survey. Hypothesis, they have made a lot of hypotheses. You can copy them if you like, if it is related to you or not, or you can just keep an idea. It was basically the hypothesis of this paper. Come to the conceptual model. Where is the conceptual model? Yes, they are basically talking about risk, purchase intention, and trust, purchase intention, and risk. So because when you frame your hypothesis, this will come here. Okay, so hypothesis we are not copying. Did they use any prominent theory? So just find out, did they use any theory? So I don't think this paper has used any theory. Let it be blank. If they are saying that they're using some theory, that will come here. Their sample size, again come back to the research design section. uh, this is also done on online food shopper between age of 16 to 40 years. This is their sample. So you need to do little bit up and down. uh, they got 400 out of 350 were valid, 350 responses. That is the sample size. How they have analyzed the data? See, they have adopted the scale. So always I will recommend borrow the scales from the previous paper. They have used PLS SCM using smart PLS. So you will have an idea, at least the nomenclature, what are the things which are there. And then finally we will note the results. So results will come from here. Okay, so they are saying trust is significantly impacted by some forms of risk, and purchase intention is also impacted by some forms of risk. Okay, trust is impacted by risk, PI is impacted by risk. This will be very useful to you when you are writing your final results. Okay, for example, in your result you are getting test is not impacted by risk. Then you will say Munikrishnan et al. Found that trust is impacted by risk. However, our results contradict their findings, or our results agree to their findings. So you will use this when you are writing discussion. And in the beginning, let me just show you, if you are in the concept paper stage, they also have got some mediating effect, and they found results mediating paradox procession. Okay, mediating effects. This one is significant. P is less than 0.05. We'll say significant. This is not significant. So we'll say trust mediates relationship between financial risk. Trust mediates between financial risk and purchase intention. Then, if you're in the beginning stage, that means in the concept paper stage, also borrow the future implications. That will help you. So you can just add one more column saying future implications. So that if you're in the beginning stage, you will have 4 or 5 new ideas to work upon. The future research may accumulate data from randomly selected Malaysians. Now this is not valuable enough. It's okay. I cannot go to Malaysia, so I'm ignoring this. If you can, then you can use this. They can say future studies may incorporate relevant factors, add new factors. That could be an idea. Then personal characteristics could be added. Now, because in their model, they have just talked about trust and perceived risk, but not measured their personal characteristics. Purchase behavior instead of intention to purchase online. So that is another research gap. So this is how you will find the research gap. So if you'll just keep on making five, six papers like this, not just you can look at this and then you can either discuss with me or you can conceptualize yourself. Okay, this is something new which has not been done, and this is what I'm proposing to do. Okay, so I'll just show you how this was written in my work. I've shared this to you yesterday. You can visit ProQuest, you can visit Ashod Ganga, so you will get a lot of good ideas from there.
What was the other one you said other than Sudh Ganga?
ProQuest.
ProQuest.
Lot of theses are there. So thesis usually I don't recommend for conceptualizing, but theses are good for saying okay how it is to be written, how other students are writing, right? You can go here and search. Again, lot will be free, lot will be paid, so just try looking at the free ones. So you don't have to make this. This is a research proposal. So let's just jump down to your. Now see, this is how you will write. The organ, for example, in my study, we are using a conceptual framework of stimulus organism response model, and we are saying that stimulus has different response. Now this is my research gap. Or based on the gap, we will make our conceptual model, and then we'll tell how we are doing this. Okay, so again this is not to be done at this stage, but this is to be done at a research proposal stage, so you have the complete idea that when you are doing your literature review, you should be able to come up with something like this. So I'm just going to the literature review part. For example, I'm writing about trust. Now in literature review you will write like XYZ author found. Remember yesterday we were talking about their major findings, which I have also written here. Now once you have this, you can just start writing. Murni Krishnan found that trust is significantly impacted by risk, if you're talking about risk, whereas Filleri found in some other context. Okay, so this is how once you have that Excel, the writing becomes super easy. In some variables, if you'll see, I'll have more papers. In some variables I will have less papers. Like here we have three papers. So it will depend, because in some variable more people are studying and some variable less number of people are studying. And this is how you will write that what they have found and what others have found, and therefore it is important to study. So this is how you will write your literature review. Again, a literature review should be usually of 5 to 10 pages, as we were discussing. So actually that was a part of literature review. So you will start first of all by giving introduction, that in this section what is conducted, and always try writing it like in the form of a story. See, we are using citations, but we are generating a story. We are saying word of mouth has always been a topic of interest for researchers. Researchers have been analyzing this for over a period of 4 years, said by this. Since it is a new area of research, the literature available is vast and coherent. There are more than 390 studies. And that's how you build a story. So once you have a sheet like this, you can say, okay, let me just show you one more sheet probably. uh, that is my actual sheet, that is more filled. So I'll show you how I could use the same Excel to generate multiple ideas. So this was the core sheet that I was showing you. Okay, a lot of studies and platform and hypothesis and theory, we filled this sheet. Then from this I generated a lot of ideas. Number one, we had a summary. that which author is talking on which area, what are their variables of study, and the research approach used by them. And this everything is coming from this base Excel sheet. And it is just, apply filter from the Excel, right? It also helped us in breaking down construct wise papers. How many people are talking on travel, how many people are talking on hotel, etc. Also, it remember I was saying keep noting your results. Now these were my hypothesis and I matched it with the results of my base Excel sheet, because when I was writing my results at the end of the thesis, I could say, okay, in my study this is not supported, whereas Chi et al found that there was a mediation. In my case, long reviews impact review credibility was not supported, which is in agreement to what Recharel and Friske found, that word count does not matters. So making this Excel sheet will help you at various levels of your thesis. In fact, I also made one sheet where we were keeping the main construct, their definition, researched by whom, and the prominent gap. This is what I was showing. You can also keep the research gap. Then just by sorting, I was able to generate year wise growth, and I was able to see that how the eworm has developed. Now this is how, based on this, I was able to write this. Okay. See, I've written earned was earliest researcher who did study on eworm. And where did I get from? Once I was able to, shortlist my Excel. So that is how, if you have this Excel, this is going to give you a very beautiful idea, and you'll be, just writing like a theory. And some other Excel sheets. Just these were, matching other not required things. But the point, yeah, these are theories. I could also finally, from the same Excel sheet, I could see, okay, this theory was used by XYZ author, this theory was used by XYZ author. So my theory which I was using was SOR. SOR was used by Kim et al. And then I could read more papers because one was very less. So if I'll just show you, in the beginning we have just talked about one theory because this is my research proposal. But when you will see my thesis, I could add on more papers going forward, that which other people are using my theory. And that is how you can use the base Excel sheet in making your thoughts much organized. Okay, so yeah, I think that's everything from my side. Let me show you the sample also. I'm sure you would have the sample on the SSBM platform. If no, then I will show you. So you will have basically a template of literature review from SSBM platform. So once you have this Excel in your hand, then writing is very easy. Nowadays, you can also use Chat GPT. Are you using Chat GPT? It gives you good results. Try using Chat GPT also, AI based application for writing thesis.
What is that, madam?
Yeah, sorry.
What is that?
Chat GPT. Chat GPT. Try exploring Chat GPT.
Sample example, yes.
It's a AI based algorithm which will do whatever you will order him. He or she, whoever it is, they will write it for you. Okay. Try exploring this also. Okay, so yeah, this was my literature review submission. So this is what we were discussing. Just a second. Okay, so this is what we were discussing. You need to have just 2 3 things here: the main ideas and the theories. If you have the Excel, it will directly come. Agreement and disagreement to your topic, where you will say, okay, these authors are saying these variables are impacting, others are saying it is not impacting. And the gap, now this gap will be an extension of your concept paper. We cannot change everything, but yes, we can extend that. This is your front page. Same thing, introduction will talk about general issues, importance, some key trends. So when you're talking about key trends, use some industry data, and then give a brief outline of the structure of body. So I'll just quickly show you what does this means. So when you are saying introduction, take some try making some diagrams just to show that how your work is effective enough. Take some industry reports to show the growth of your area. For example, I was doing on travel industry, so we have used travel industry forecasted data. And then a brief outline, I think I have not written here, but in my thesis I have done. Okay, yeah, so brief outline basically means is you will tell the next chapter, next sessions are going to cover. Let me just see if this paper has that. Yeah, see, they always write subsequent sections of the study will talk about literature review, hypothesis. The next section will talk about the method. So just look at, I'll share this paper also. Just look at this paper and see how they are writing. It's not necessary that you will be doing on the same thing, but you'll just see, identify the sections, how they are writing, and that's how you will write it. Then second will be your prime theories. So again, as you if you have that Excel, you will explain those prime theories of the field. Then final summary. So summary you can get very easily if you have that Excel. You can give some prominent historical evidences or some research gaps coming from this, and that's the references of the bibliography. So just three things. One, introduction, which will be a combination of industry report and your research gap and the subsections. Second will be your core literature review discussion, which will talk about theories and prominent findings of other researchers. And third will be your discussion. When you are writing your literature, try to develop theme, highlight major concepts, influentially studies. Remember, I have just shown you where I have written Arndt was the first author. There are more than 390 studies, right? That's how you will develop this. Then you will tell which areas are into disagreement, agreement, what is related, not related to my topic. So sometimes you will not find a lot of work from your exact topic, so it's absolutely okay to borrow from some other field of research. So when you will read my paper, you will see that we have borrowed a literature from various other studies, because something that I was checking was not done by many people. So for example, I'll just show you, we have published a paper also from my MPhil thesis. So I'll just show you the paper. In fact, uh, okay, so this is the PhD which we have published. So going forward, you will also publish your paper. It's good to publish your papers. So the point I was saying is, see, you can add some pictures like this, how many number of studies you have reviewed. If there are some theories, tell that what is their theory. So this study was done in 2015 on using mobile applications for grocery shopping, right? Done in 2015, was able to publish in 2018. So expect that kind of timeline approximately. uh yes. I think yeah, we were talking about agreement, disagreement. Just give me 1 minute, I wanted to show agreement and disagreement. Yeah, so we are using TAM model, so we'll write something like this. TAM has been found successfully to explain adoption in different fields. For example, Moon has used this. And again, I was able to just write this by looking at my Excel. Otherwise, it's impossible to remember something like this. You can also talk about contradictory theory, agreement theories, and yes, yeah, that's it from my side. Yes, please go ahead with the questions. See, it is saying strong topic sentences. You should create a hook that, okay, what we are doing is very important. So, for example, prior studies on consumer behavior has done. Now, these are some hooks, like story building around what you have done. Let's do the questions now.
So this, madam, this is publishing that you showed now, right? Yeah, this is something that we publish at the end of the research,
Sorry.
Publishing a document,
Huh?
the research document on Sage platform, that we do at the end of our research, yeah?
Yes, once we will get our thesis awarded, then we will do.
Okay.
Or if your literature review is sound enough, so we can do literature review paper publication as well.
Okay. And doctor, the documents that we will be building,
Hmm.
all of them will be useful for the final submission.
Yes. So based on concept paper, you will extend concept paper to make LR. You will extend your LR to make a research proposal. You will extend your research proposal to make a thesis. So that's why usually I don't recommend publishing in between, because then it will be a part of plagiarism. Because if something goes online, so software will check it as a plagiarism. So we never published till we got our degree in hand. See, reducing your PhD work, which is 100 pages, 200 pages, 212 pages, is easy. But once you publish those 12 pages and then you write your thesis, then those 12 pages will be completely plagiarized. But I strongly recommend at least try publishing your literature review.